I joined Toastmasters to become a better speaker. And when I joined, I was under the legacy system. They gave me two manuals. One was about competent speaking, and the other one was about competent leadership. But if you looked at the projects in there, most of it was about taking on those various extra roles like timer and grammarian. So I figured it was just a ploy. Even though in the mission statement for Toastmasters, there's the sentence about also developing your leadership. Leadership was not on my radar. I was interested in becoming a more enrolling speaker. However, I sort of fell into leadership anyway. Pathways came out in the next month. And if you look at Pathways, you realize that most of the paths, most of the project groupings are about leadership. I got into leadership even though I didn't start Pathways for probably another year, and I didn't do dynamic leadership until a year ago. What I'm going to share with you today is how dynamic leadership, that pathway, has helped me to have a container, a better understanding, a lens for incorporating the lessons of being a leader. 6 months after I became a member of Toastmasters, I stepped into my first role as leader. And I have many stories. I went through many, many different leadership activities, running a speechcraft, coaching a club, mentoring my successor. Dynamic leadership has helped me to understand my journey. And I've learned, or the 4 lessons I have received out of being a leader all begin with the letter R. The first one is reason. What is my reason for stepping into leadership? Well, when I first stepped into leadership in Heart to Heart Toastmasters and became president, my reasons were pretty wimpy. One, I thought, oh, I'm in a volunteer organization, so I'm going to have to do an officer role at some point, so why now? Why not now? Also, I was playing hero and saving the former president from having to do another year. These are not adequate reasons for being a leader. They don't hold you up in the long run. You need a vision. You need something that is compelling. And fortunately, not too long after I became president, I started to see the vision. My vision was to have a club that was viable, that there were enough members that we could fill all the officer roles with real people instead of people who were officers in name only. And so that became my mission as well as my vision. It's important for you to have a vision or reason that helps you to sustain your efforts, to invite you to step in with full excellence, which is one of the values of Toastmasters. The next R is reputation. When you have a good reputation, it kind of does all the legwork for you. You are able to get people to enroll. You're able to get people to join your team because they know that you are reliable, that you have integrity, that you will respect them. Of course, when I joined Toastmasters, I didn't have any kind of reputation at all. So I hung on to the coattails of my mentor, who was Cynthia, who's giving me my evaluation today. So I've got a little plug for her. She had a huge reputation. Now, some of it was kind of out of the box. She was a visionary, but people respected her. And so when she introduced me to people, they paid attention. I was able to get members of other clubs to be our judges at our speech contests. And as I developed my reputation, it was easier to get people to step up and to help us out. part of being a leader is being able to get a team to help you to move forward your vision. The next R is what I call respect. It's one of the values of Toastmasters. It's really important to respect your team. So a leader is not a leader if there aren't any followers, if there aren't people to help them to do what they need to do. I really learned this in spades when I became the executive director of a huge speechcraft in which there were a lot of moving parts. And so I learned to delegate, which is one of the most important things you have to do as a leader, is to let other people do things. Now, in the beginning, especially when I was mentoring my successor, I was really concerned about the outcome. What I learned, however, is what's more important is to develop other leaders. That is my role as a leader, is to create other leaders. And that means respect, trusting that my followers, my team members, will do the right thing. Or if they make mistakes, that's okay. They can learn from that. In the beginning, when I was a mentor for my successor, I was trying to make sure that nothing went wrong with the club. And I was telling her everything she needed to do. And then I did the mentorship project in dynamic leadership. And it dawned on me, no, that is not my purpose. And so instead of telling her what to do, I started to ask her what she thought she needed to do. And in the second year I was her mentor, when I started being a real mentor, she blossomed. Not only did she show me that she knew what to do, but she developed a vision of her own, which has moved her forward. And it just opens my heart to see how far she has come. So it's really important to respect your people. Sometimes you make a mistake. You don't tell them quite enough about what they need to do, and you just have to adjust. The last R is reward. Everybody likes to be rewarded. What I found out when I was working as a coach for emotionally disturbed adolescents on the Navajo reservation. When I was running a group home, I discovered that the most valuable reward was not recreation. It was not M&Ms. It was my time and my attention and my approval. And you know what? That's true for Toastmasters too. They really like it when you acknowledge that they did a great job. And to make it even better, acknowledge it in front of somebody else who has the power to give them other opportunities. Share your respect, your acknowledgement in front of other people. Also, as a leader, I often had little special rewards, opportunities that I would hand out to the people in my club who stood up, who were responsible, who gave good speeches. Most of those rewards were speaking opportunities, but sometimes they were leadership opportunities too. And that was a reward. And finally, of course, you can reward them with a card or an actual gift. And when I was running the contest last year, and found out that our district did not have the money to pay for medals, I took some gift cards with Toastmasters and used it to purchase medals for the 2 first place winners, because I felt that it was really important to acknowledge their accomplishment. So those are the 4 R's: reason, reputation, respect, and reward. And these really helped me to become a powerful leader, to get people to show up, to help me out, to help me to fulfill or create the vision that I was trying to create. But you might be asking, well, how does this fit in the rest of my life? How did this grow me? Well, I am a life transformation coach, and I didn't realize, but it wasn't better speaking that I needed. It was actually leadership. That when I stepped into my leadership, I actually stepped into my authentic power. My speeches actually changed because I became more fully grounded in who I am instead of doing a performance, instead of hiding behind my knowledge. I became more real. Also, in learning how to mentor, I gave up that hero role of trying to be the solution to my clients' issues. I let them discover their power. That's the best thing we can do as leaders, is to empower others. And that is certainly the best thing I can do as a coach, is to empower my clients to become fully realized in who they really are. And that's what dynamic leadership has enabled me to embody. One more thing, it really helped me to develop my powers of enrollment. And I would like to give you a motivational action. Right now, I am doing a 5-day life purpose challenge. That's what leadership is all about. When you develop your authentic leadership, you are able to fulfill your life purpose. Well, tomorrow I'm doing a master class at 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time. And I would encourage you, if you are needing a little more support on stepping into your purpose, or if you know somebody who would like this information, please tell them to go to releasebrilliance.com, and they will find out all the information about how to show up for this masterclass. We all need to step into our leadership. The world needs our gifts and our intelligence and our brilliance. Madam Toastmaster.